Kgto.
What is up, you guys? It is OGK, and I am here to talk about some stuff on YouTube. Yay! Alright, so last week, Gunwa posted a video talking about, ways to truly love yourself. And he talked about how we can stagnate ourselves by not taking responsibility for certain actions, right? So after he talked about that, I was thinking about, what are things that I don't take responsibility for? What actions that I have or do or consequences that I don't take responsibility for? I always like to look within myself on those questions because I want to grow as a person, and the only way you can grow as a person is by really looking in yourself and seeing where you are weaker than other aspects. What are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? So yes, I looked within myself, and I realized that lately one thing that I think I am learning a lesson in is being mindful in certain situations. Changing my thought process to think in a more healthier way. I am a firm believer in you attract the energy that you put out. And I realized that I was attracting an energy that I didn't want to attract, which means I was putting out certain energy that I just didn't want. And the energy that I was putting out was purposeless energy. And let me explain what I mean by purposeless energy. In things that I was doing, like my business, things that I do in music, in marketing and stuff like that, I was doing it without purpose, meaning that I was kind of just going with the motions, just knowing that I had to do it. It's worked in the past and was going with the motions. And I didn't put any purpose in what I was trying to accomplish, which means I was attracting going with the flow, not even going with the flow, going with the motions type of energy. The energy I was receiving had no intent. The energy I was receiving had no purpose, and that's not what I want. And I had to realize, okay, why am I receiving this energy? But it was because I was putting out that energy, and I didn't realize it until I had a talk with Gunwa about it, and he helped me understand why I was feeling the way I was feeling. Because I was starting to feel like, why am I doing this anyway? Because I felt like I wasn't getting the results that I wanted. Well, it's because of how I was working on it and how I was going about my business and how I was going about the music and all that stuff. And if I wanted to change, I have to change something in myself first. So with all that said, I'm realizing that another way to love yourself is not just be accountable for the actions and the consequences that are happening to you, but also love yourself enough to realize it and change it. And that's where being mindful comes in. Because if I'm not being mindful about what I'm putting my energy in and how I'm putting my energy into it, then I'm not gonna see where I can grow, and that's the last thing that I want. So the moral of this story is, for me, what I am learning is to give your all into everything that you do and do it with purpose. Have a goal and aim for that goal and punch with intent. Hit that goal on the what is it called? Bullseye. On the bullseye, like bow and arrow, hit the goal on the bullseye, and you will receive bullseye energy back. Because you don't want to get careless energy. That's not what you want, because you want things to have a purpose. That's what life is. There's something that I always have to remember, and there's probably a way cooler way to say this, some really poetic, awesome way to say this, but the times when things are going really, really good for you, the times where you're being poured out with blessings, those are the times that you need to be the most aware, because those are the times where you automatically feel like you can chill out a little bit because all this stuff is happening, right? But those are the times you need to be most aware, not just when things are going really bad, and not just when things are you need something. Be aware and be mindful at all times, because when you start relaxing is when you start getting that relaxed energy, and that's not what we want. We want to manifest these things, manifest these goals, grow. We want to vibrate on higher frequencies and levels and just shine our light everywhere we go. And I believe you can do that, and I believe I can do that, and that's where it starts, is believing in yourself in order to do something. So what did we learn? Be mindful, punch with intent, live out your life with purpose, and you will receive those energies. And it's a beautiful, beautiful way of life, and the way things, it's a beautiful thing in life where everything flows in the cycle of the universe, and that's how it goes. So I know that you can do it. I know that you can flow. Those are the bars, and we are finished here. Thank you guys for listening. You guys are amazing, and I'm so happy that we can share these things with y'all, the things that we're learning. And me and Gunwa aren't just you know, just telling you to do these things. It's not one of those do as I say, not as I do. We're like actively practicing these things, so we are learning just as much as you're learning. You always have to remember that people are growing just as much as you're growing, and I know that you are all beautiful little flowers in the summer breeze, growing and being beautiful. I'm done. I'm just rambling. All right, see you guys later.
Ready to go.